What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy Chill Will back with another video. It's been a few weeks since the last time I talked to y'all. What has happened? Oh, we hired a new coach. Shout out to Shotty. Got a. I don't really have too many thoughts on Shotty. I mean, it was a. If you watch my previous video about I put up video out about our coaching search, like right when the season ended or something like that. And I talked about how I kind of expected, the Joneses to kind of go for their type of guy. And I think Shotty is their type of guy. But I do think that how he's handled his staff, I think, is very impressive. Like, I like Clayton Adams. I loved Eberflus when he was here. I was really I really didn't like when he left because I felt like he could have been a good, defensive coordinator with us before he got that job with the Colts. Yeah, man. But this video here is about the Cowboys and free agency. Now that we do have a coach, we do have a coaching staff, we have philosophies, we have, a way of going, a plan and a way of going about things. For me, I was looking at the free agents. I was looking at the free agents on offensively and mostly defensively. I don't know, man. I just kind of came up with like a list of. I was looking at who we could bring back and who we probably are bringing back and who we should bring back, if that makes sense. The first big domino with our off season and Steven doing what he said he was going to do with, being more aggressive in free agency. Like, we got to wait for, in about a month, we'll see if that's true. But let's just, for the sake of this video, let's just say that, that he is a little bit more aggressive in free agency than they normally are. The first part of that is signing Micah. Like, we've got to sign Micah early. Micah, that's going to let me know that there's a shift in Dallas, because if we get Micah signed like the first couple of days of free agency, or it's a deal pretty much done like right after the Super Bowl or whatever, like that's gonna let me know, okay, we're gonna be players in free agency. Because let's be honest, if we don't get him signed, man, we don't stand a chance in free agency because we don't have the money to do so. That's a potential Myles Garrett trade. That's a potential, signing a Cooper Kupp. That's even though the Rams said they would eat a lot of his salary. I mean, but still, like, you can't get any D tackle help. You can't get any linebacker help. You can't get any corner help. It's a lot of things that we need, and we can't solely rely on the draft to be able to do so. So signing Micah for me is the biggest part of this to get this free agency ball rolling. Now let's talk about the free agents that I do want to sign. It's mostly defense. I think all of our offensive free agents, man, probably outside of Zach, if he decides to play, like if Zach decides to play, I want him to be a Cowboy. I think, especially if we get Micah signed early, and I'll even at this age, and people say he's been playing at a decline, I just think Zach hasn't been healthy. I think Zach is still the best guard, best offensive lineman we have on our team when healthy. I don't want to see Zach play with anybody else, but that's totally up to him. He might not feel like we're close to getting a ring, and that would be the only thing he would be playing for. But if for $12 million, I'm bringing Zach back for another year. That's just me. But on defense, that's mostly what this video is about. It's 3 players and probably 2 combinations of those 3 players that I think we really have to think about bringing back. That's Jordan Lewis, Osa Odigizua, and Chauncey Golston. I think that and the 2 combinations that I'm talking about, I think we have to think about Jordan and Osa, or Jordan and Golston. I think that we have to find a way to bring one of those combinations back. I don't think that we can lose Jordan and Osa or Jordan and Chauncey. I just think that's just too much. And the only reason why we wouldn't be able to sign them is if we don't get Micah signed early and they're just not big in free agency. And that's another part. And Steven, I know y'all hate everybody, Steve, we ain't really rocking with Steven until he changes his way of doing things. But that part of it is true. What he does talk about with free agency, a lot of times free agency is signing your own. Like, and I do applaud him on signing our players because we've drafted well. We've built a good culture of good players. Like, it's no coincidence these players go other places and they're good. Because they were good in Dallas. Like, Dallas has a lot of, you look at a lot of these teams, man, and a lot of these good players, they spend some time in Dallas. Like, Dallas has a good farm system of building talent and long sustaining talent in the NFL. So yeah, man. I really, really think we need to think about bringing back two of those guys, and one of those combinations. Whether, like I say, whether it's Jordan, Osa, Jordan, Chauncey, we've got to find a way to bring two of those guys back. I would love if we can do all three, but today's game is just not. It's not probable to bring all three of those guys back. But Steven, get two of those guys done. And yeah, man, the last part of the video, just some, a couple free agents who I wouldn't mind just coming back on like a little 1-year deal. Like I talked about Zach earlier. Carl Lawson, especially if we can't land another defensive end. Like, I'm definitely wanting Carl Lawson back on like a 1-year deal. I think that he, with the right coaching, and I like Carl Lawson and Eberflus's defense. Like, he's pretty good against the run, and outside of Micah, man, he's pretty much our only pass rusher last year. I know what's the guy name? What's my boy? Sam was hurt. I mean, Sam's coming back, but right now, can we say that Sam is a better pass rusher than Carl Lawson right now, even at this stage in Carl Lawson's career? I mean, we don't know. I mean, they're probably about the same, but I wouldn't say that Sam is just head and shoulders above better. So if you can get Carl on like a nice little 1-year deal, I'll take him back too. I look at young guys like Nick Vigil, Izzy McQuamu. I think those are two up-and-coming solid players. I think that for the those are two guys that you should be able to resign. Like I say, it's not a priority like Jordan and that combination I named a little earlier in the video, but for the right price, if Izzy wants to come back, man, I'm definitely keeping Izzy. If Nick wants to come back, I'm definitely keeping Nick. I like what I saw from those guys being able to play because of the injuries this year. I just think they need to play more. I think a lot of these young guys need to play more. And that's one thing in Dallas we desperately need. We need a lot of these younger kids to just step up. Like, the draft is not going to cover all our warts. Free agency isn't going to cover up our warts. When it's crunch time and it's, hopefully next year we back fighting for the division and getting into the playoffs, and if we can get into the playoffs and we in the divisional round again next year if everything goes right, and it's the fourth quarter, man, we're going to need somebody to step up. And I'm seeing it with other teams. I'm seeing it with other players. I'm looking at a Washington team. Washington's good, and they have a lot of money in cap space, and they have a good young quarterback. But Washington just ain't head or shoulders above better than us. I don't think so. Philly, their roster is is way head and shoulders above and better than us. But I don't think Philly is just that much better than us. Like, I think if we do free agency right, we gotta nail the draft this year. Like, we can't. And I got a video coming up on the draft pretty soon. But if we do free agency right, and what I mean by right, do it better than what we've been doing it, and we can have a CeeDee Lamb, Trayvon Diggs type of draft, we right back in it, people. Like, Cowboys Nation, we right back in it. And I'm talking about, like, right back in it. I'm talking about contenders. I really do believe that. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about, that combination of Jordan and Osa or Jordan and Chauncey being the only priority free agents that we need to bring back. Let me know about if we do free agency the right way, and we nail the draft like we did. And I think 2020, I think CeeDee and Trayvon came out, or just if we nailed the draft in whole, or if we nailed the draft how we know that we should nail the draft, do we have a shot? Let me know down in the comments, man. And thank you guys for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. Till next time, man. I'll see y'all in the next one.